Started. Let's go, baby. Let's get this thing started. On location?
Oh,
it's been a while since we've been on location.
We'll do it. When was the last time we were on location?
What is up, everybody, and welcome to a Friday edition of the Nuggets podcast.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. We are here at the Basketball Social House, a little Friday night special edition of the podcast. We've been running hot. Like the Denver Nuggets, we needed a little break. You know, we've been working hard. We've been going hard, analyzing this team, writing about the team, podcasting. We needed a couple days off. So today, we are down at the Basketball Social House where we're going to play some games. We're going to have a three-point competition. We're going to have a free throw competition. But best of all, this panel right here is going to judge everybody's Sombor shuffle attempt. I can't wait for that.
I'm going to be the
Dwayne Wade.
Was it Dwayne Wade?
Yeah.
I'm going to be the Dwayne Wade of this contest. I'm coming in harsh. You better really come with it.
You don't really got to come with that. I've tried to do the Sombor. Something in basketball I'm not good at. I cannot do. My mind doesn't do it. I don't know how he gets it off.
Adam did a Sombor in Sombor, so.
That's true.
Well, Deb, there's a reason there's only ever been one player who can execute a Sombor shuffle in an NBA game.
Hang on.
I
Hassan
attempted-
Whiteside did it in his driveway.
Yeah.
I attempted to do the Sombor in Sombor, but it was just really a good picture. I didn't actually do the Sombor.
You
just
airballed
stood
it, probably.
No one ever know.
But it should be fun. But as far as the show goes today, you guys. So anyway, if you're with your family looking for plans, don't be shy. Come on down. Even if you don't play basketball, there's fun games like basketball adjacent games here. You don't have. There's like hoops that are this big, Papa Shot style things. There's something for everyone. You don't have to come down here and like think that you have to fit in or something at some high level basketball thing. There's also a bar.
Very low level.
Very low level. We've got drinks here. They've got a. In fact, I need to order one. They've got a Denver Nuggets margarita I got to order.
Let's get Marissa on that.
As for the show portion of today, we're going to be doing a stock report for the Denver Nuggets players. I feel like phase one of the season's over. There's about 7 or 8 phases throughout the year. Phase one is over.
We love our calendars and seasons.
So true.
Yeah, for
No
sure.
one sees the
Every
year the way
9
we-
games.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So
Worse this time.
we're going to do that. And I also put together one question I feel like is the pertinent question for the next phase of the Denver Nuggets. To help me do that, I got Harrison Wynn with me.
Fellas, the Nuggets played 7 games in 11 days. I think we did. It felt like 11 shows in 11 days.
Yeah.
So we deserve this little mini break from games as well.
I could not agree more. Over there, Superstar Dev.
Basketball Social House, man. It is awesome here. Like the actual art around here is awesome. They have multiple courts going on. They have shooting guns, and it's awesome. Like, this is the place to be.
It really is. And the people that run it, man, we were talking earlier, it's a vibes-based company. The guy that runs this
Love that.
and almost runs it like he's not worried about profit. He just wants it to be as good as possible.
Dude, I wish I could have a vibes-based life. That sounds great.
We kind of do.
You know what? Somebody who I could say has a vibes-based life, Brendan Vogt.
Oh, hey, fellas. How are you? So good to see everyone. I'm really excited to be here, man. And I know some people have been complaining about how much we complain about having to do our jobs and how tired we are.
Yeah.
I just want to say Adam just launched a new show, so that's what that's about. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. Feed Mike the Rock, but Yoke's a little tired over there.
You want to know something for real? I have learned this about myself. I think it's true of everyone. You just project a little bit of your own feelings. I'm like, the Nuggets are tired. They're exhausted. They're a little cranky. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm cranky.
I feel great. I slept like 13 hours.
You look like you're up. You're ready. You're ready.
You know,
Friday
they
night.
say the your team takes on just the tone of your leader.
Oh, crap.
That explains a lot.
All right, guys, I'm going to pick it up.
That's why the Nuggets, they play like Nikola Jokic.
He was a little grouchy this last game, wasn't he? He was a
Little bit.
He was a little whiny. All right, like Jokic, I'm going to get out of over it and rally through.
Let's go.
Let's get into actually, before we get into it, I brought a secret weapon because I know some guys are going to want to challenge me to a shooting contest tonight. I know how the jig is, so I got a secret weapon. New Balance reached out to me. Never happened before. New Balance reached out to me and sent me a little package saying, "Hey, Adam, we want you to check out the two-way V4s, new Jamal Murray shirt. They sent me a little package. Look at this thing here.
That shirt
Jamal-
is sick.
So this might be my lucky shirt tonight.
This
it's a
is
little
like
wrinkly.
your size, too.
It is. They asked my size, everything. So here we go. We got Jamal Murray. They sent some New Balance socks. So, a little
Thank
bit
God.
of that. And then check these out, man. This is
My
it.
God.
The two-way V4s. I think these things are actually pretty dope, man. I've never worn New Balance before.
I never have either.
Tonight will be my first time
You're
ever.
lacing these up tonight.
I'm lacing them up here. Pass those around. Take a little look. You get a little bit of.
I dig these.
So if I win the shooting competition tonight, you will know. It's all me.
You were a
All the
15?
shoes. Let's not be weird now.
I'm just wondering.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah, these are sick. These are sick.
Yeah, I like them.
Jamal Murray's, huh?
So the ones Jamal had on ring night, the white and gold ones.
Yeah. They didn't send me those.
I want those championship edition ones.
Yeah.
I want the
exclusives.
championship edition ones. Yeah.
The PEs.
Yes.
I think these
But
are
these
sick,
are
though,
cool,
man.
too.
I think they're actually really sick, and I'm into New Balance, man. I'm glad I got sent a pair because I
Yeah.
want to become a New Balance man. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about the players. We're going to start basically just going position by position. I took Jamal Murray out because what's the point of doing a Jamal Murray update when he's going to be out for another month? It doesn't really matter. So threw him out. So instead, let's start with the new starting point guard, Reggie Jackson. Are we going stock up or stock down for Reggie Jackson?
Oh, we should have the stock up and down
Right
cards.
as I said that, I remembered we don't have our cards.
I could watch the panic in your eyes. Do you want to start it?
I thought we were
I'll
going to just
start
like
it.
do like a roller coaster, like everybody,
Yeah.
everybody.
All right. Well, if you could see my cards, you would see a green arrow pointing up. It's got to be up,
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe the easiest call.
And I think on this show, we were relative cynics. I mean, we were all hoping for Reggie to succeed, but I think we considered that it wasn't our favorite option, optimal option for backup point guard. But he's looked great, and I think it comes down to two things. In this last game, it was the shot making, but I would say that in general, it's been defense, and he's been more discerning on ball than expected. So minimizing turnovers, and then just competing on defense where he has some length. Last night was the first real big government game, but other than that, he's actually been fitting in even. So stock up for Reggie.
I love it.
It's easy.
This is the easiest up ever.
This is an easy up. Like he is outdid expectations from everybody, even
Yeah.
himself probably. Like the way that he's playing is at such a high level that you're just like, no one expected it. No one expected it. He's running the offense well. He's playing well on both sides of the floor. Him alongside the starters has been seamless. He's earned every single minute. There's not any Reggie Jackson hater out there right now,
Right.
It's so
because
true.
of how he's been playing.
Yeah.
And he had the most haters out of anyone coming
So
into
true.
the year.
No doubt.
So this is the easiest up I've ever done.
Stock way up for sure. And I don't know if you guys noticed, late game against the Warriors the other night, he was doing a little Jamal Murray impression.
Oh man.
They got 2 straight buckets, I think, him and Jokic in the 2-man game. I was like, is that the blue arrow out there? Because it was the same exact action that Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic run. And then Reggie Jackson had the great quote after the game where he said, Joker's so good, he just makes me look like I know what I'm doing. I think he was talking about those 2 plays because he got wide open layups out of them. But he's playing with confidence. He's shooting the ball well right now. And his stock is way up.
And I love this, and brag about it because I think it was part of in your piece where he was talking about how he gets the layup and the crowd goes nuts, and he's like, "Guys,
I'm not really doing much here."
I just laid it out. You led me to the wide open
Yeah.
basket, but the crowd goes wild. It's way up. Honestly, this is why when people, and I'm gonna call out my own homie, Miroslav, host of Serbian Corner, advocating for a 35-game season. What is this guy wanting? Because in an 82 game,
Wait, I missed this.
oh yeah, he's like a 35 game. They all play. I'm like, dude, you want not basketball for 330
Do you
days
love
a year?
the game?
Or not?
It's a little too few.
And it's like, here's the thing: would it make the competition greater? Okay, sure, of course, but 82 games, there's these little micro stories
Yeah.
that feel even bigger over the course of an 82 game season. And one of these is Reggie Jackson comes in last year, halfway through the year, signs with the Nuggets when he could have gone to these other teams, and then he sucked. And everybody was like, dang it, Reggie, that's our guy. We lose
Right,
Bones
right.
and we get Reggie. But he was a good culture guy. He fit in. And then they give him this deal. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? Like, the guy didn't work out last year. How's he going to work this year? Expectations were low. Tensions were high. Everything has flipped.
Yeah.
Everything has flipped. And it's such a cool story. And that's what makes the rhythms of following this specific team, by the way, really cool. If this was the Clippers, they would have just shipped him out and tried to get John Wall. But instead it's the Nuggets, and they're like, no, man, get him in the culture. He's a good fit. We're going to meet in the middle, and we're going to absorb him into what our team does.
What are the odds the Clippers add John Wall again, by the way? It doesn't seem that far-fetched.
And DeMarcus Cousins and Dwight Howard. So an underrated thing about Reggie Jackson, though, is that he can get you 20 points, and you just actually kind of need that if Jamal Murray is out.
Totally.
You needed his 20 points the other night against the Warriors. You needed it, so Nuggets are glad to have him.
When he's on the floor, good things happen. And also, you just said the word need. Reggie Jackson does what's needed every time. Sometimes it's going to be only assists. Sometimes it's going to be only defense. Sometimes it's going to be only. He knows, and he gauges what's happening on the floor, what's needed, and he's stepped up in every single way. And then also with that quote that everyone keeps talking about, he was very vulnerable in that because, for one, he's playing alongside Jokic. But also he understands that, he was not loved coming into the season. He's just kind of embraced it. No complaining, no back and forth like we've seen in other players. He's just kind of just stepped up to the plate, and he's like, I'm going to do whatever is needed because this is who I am. And I love that part of it.
We got to go quick here on these. We're going to have to pick up our tempo.
Let's just have a 3-hour show, actually.
Yeah, 3-hour show. But here's the question for Reggie Jackson that I was wondering, and we'll go quick. Is it possible he's needed more off the bench than starting in place for Jamal? Because that bench, as much as Reggie has looked good in all environments and bouncing both back and forth, that bench didn't look very good, once Murray went down. Is it possible?
I do think it's possible. I mean, this is a little more far-fetched, but when Jokic is on the floor and you have a playmaking-oriented forward in Aaron Gordon and things like that, could you get away with not necessarily having a traditional point guard and still think you have enough playmaking? Yeah. That's always easy to say until you watch a unit without a point guard, in my opinion. I think there's a reason why that position still has relevance despite the calls for or seemingly emergence of positionless basketball. I think there are still positions. So I get why he's in the starting lineup, but it is easy to say the bench looks better with him there than they have with Collin. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think from a scoring aspect, that group might need it.
Yeah, I think that it's you want him with that second unit. I just truly do because of the fact of what's needed for the Nuggets. And right now what's needed is Christian Braun to get his confidence up. So maybe putting him in that starting unit. The only thing that sucks there is that there's not an actual point guard. And he talks about that positionless basketball. But if you want to get, Christian's vibes up, his confidence, put him alongside the starters. Right. Put him alongside Jokic.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that I would see there, but also that doesn't put him with the second unit. So I guess it's just on what's needed at specific times. But right now, Reggie's just playing so good. His confidence is so high that maybe you do push in a Christian Braun with him just to get him back inserted.
Yeah. I think it's a great point about Christian. Anybody you give to Jokic seems to get going.
Sure.
And Reggie right now has played a lot with Jokic, and he's going. And maybe you kind of want that. Like, Reggie right now is a guy that's playing in the playoffs every single game, and I feel good about it. So maybe it's actually more important that you kind of maintain that as you go forward. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, KCP, MPJ, Aaron Gordon. We'll get to all of them in the next segment. I'm going to order a margarita. Who wants a margarita?
A margarita.
Margarita
with the fellas?
Marks with the fellas?
Oh, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, let's get a picture.
Mars with the fellas.
Guys, new sponsor alert.
How quick does he think he's going to be, by the way? Because there's no way.
We should just draw out these reads.
Yeah.
Hestra job gloves. Hestra job gloves. These are heavy-duty, real-world, legit gloves. Hestra is a glove company. They only make gloves. It's all that they do. We only talk about basketball. That's why we're good at basketball. We're good at talking about basketball. They only make gloves. That's what they're good at.
I bet they're good at it.
Yeah, they've done so for over 85 years. 85 years. Don't trash your good ski gloves. Shoveling, doing outdoor cold labor, or changing a flat tire. You need high-quality work gloves. That's what Hestra gloves are. They're great for year-round work, do-it-yourself projects,
dude, these gloves
gardening,
rule, man.
Construction, landscaping, any other work where you use your hands.
These gloves are incredible.
Yeah,
Have you
like
worn them at the office?
I have not worn them at the office, no.
Adam butts into Reed's like a drunk friend in the middle of a conversation.
But I promise you, I will wear these during Monday's show.
I'm telling you, they are incredible.
HestraJob.us. Use the code DNVRJOB, DNVRJOB to get 30% off your next purchase. It's a hilarious promo code.
Oh, are you done? Sorry.
1 sec. DNVRJOB, DNVRJOB to get 30% off your next purchase. HestraJob.us.
There are some freaks out there like Tom Brady who are going to tell you you shouldn't eat bread if you want to lose weight and get skinny.
It's true. There's no bread out there that's low carb.
That's a load of BS.
What?
There's one bread out there. Think of it like a hero, really.
Wow.
Here to save the day. You got a low carb option to fit your lifestyle and dietary constraints in Hero Bread. Adam's a big fan because the taste and texture, you're not really sacrificing, you're not really compromising. But there's primary nutritional interest here, high fiber and ultra low net carbs. Here's the deal. Hero Bread is offering the DNVR family, that's you, 10% off your first order. Just go to hero.co and use code DNVR to save on Hero Bread today. That's hero.co, like Colorado, to save 10% today.
All right, we are back here, segment 2. So now we're doing the stock report. KCP. Stock up, stock down.
Stock way up. I don't know if anybody stock is higher right now than KCP, man. He's been the best defender, the most impactful defender on the 7th best defense in the NBA last time I checked. He's all-NBA first team right now. He's talking about wanting to be the defensive player of the year. He's been playing incredible. The list of players KCP has shut down already this season, it's long. Desmond Bane, Jordan Clarkson, Steph Curry. It's a long list. He's been incredible.
SGA. It's some names on there.
Yeah.
And also the thing about it, they look like they're in hell when he's on them.
Yeah.
Every time,
Yeah.
like he's face guarding, he's denying everything. Like he really has made it a point to just be so active that they can't even get the ball. And these are primary, ball handlers and guys that they have to operate in other ways, back screens and all type of things like that, or just trying to get them switched off altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And also they have the wins to go along with it with that. So like
Zach LaVine, he shut down too.
I
Zach
really do
LaVine,
think that there's some
50-point scorer.
real momentum about him making one of those all defensive teams with the way that he's playing right now. If the season ended right now, he'll be on the all defensive team.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
In that preseason video with KCP, we asked if he's past his peak, in his peak, or his peak's ahead of him. I'd say right now this is the best basketball he's ever played.
Might be.
Last year as a defender, he was so quality and reliable, but we've talked about this more as a disruptor and an agent of chaos. This year, he's actually straight up locking guys down, and that's like an evolution. And so it almost looks like this is a guy who's determined to not just change the way he's viewed around the league after 2 titles now, but also, my best basketball is still in front of me.
Yeah.
He's the oldest guy in the starting lineup. He looks as hungry as anyone right now.
Yeah.
My question for him, he's obviously up. He's playing great defense. My question is, oldest player of the starting lineup, off to a hot start, both on offense, by the way, and on defense. Does he need to pace himself? This is really a question for the whole Nuggets. But, Dev, do you feel like maybe as encouraging as it is, I don't know. A lot of games, Ed.
I would say no because he's more of a specialist. Like he is a defender. He is a 3-and-D type of guy, and also that's all that he has to focus on. He has not shown any signs of wear and tear or anything as the oldest guy. And also, it's just guard. He's going against the guards and this people that he has. If he doesn't have to go against the big guys, he doesn't have to get bumped the entire time. So I do love the fact that he seems to still be spry and ready and active. And we didn't see that tear go down last year. So I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next one here because we got to keep a pace here. But Michael Porter Jr. Up or down?
I'd say stock up for sure. Stock up for sure.
Okay, but he's shooting 37% from 3.
He is, which is something that a lot of guards and wings would die to shoot from 3, but it's bad for him. Look, I think that percentage is going to go up as his ankle gets healthier. He's talked about how he's not shooting it the best he could because the ankle is still bothering him. He just doesn't feel balanced. But it's more about the defense for me. It's more about the rebounding. He's it's been a continuation of what we saw from him in the playoffs last year, buying into being the perfect role player. And I think he's off to a solid start this season, even with the injury that's hurt him a bit.
He's expanded his game in so many other areas that the shooting does not matter because that's going to come back. That can come and go.
Yeah, I think so.
But that defense is not. Like, that's a real improvement that he has made that has earned him extra minutes, that has earned the trust from his teammates, and he could get going. And also, when Jamal's out, he's been stepping up offensively, even though the shot's not falling. So if he's going to be a better rebounder, better stopper, protecting the rim, stepping out on guys where he's not getting put in ISO, learning to – if he improved in every single other way, I don't care about the shot. That'll come. So I just love that.
Technically, Porter was struggling to start the year, but there's a why. He was hurt.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was, and there's a reason for that. And it's not that he regressed. I think he looks sharp. One element of it, I think he's exploring a little bit the limits of his playmaking within what they already asked him to do. He's had some nice passes this year. And there's a specific thing we've talked about. It's the fake jump shot give and go. Yeah.
All right, bring it on in, Marissa. I was trying to let him finish the point.
No, can you wait, Marissa?
This place is so cool. They've got food. They've got drinks. Like, this is called a Nuggets margarita.
Nuggets.
sick.
This is like a true basketball culture place. Like I said, it's a vibes place. Like, they're not faking it.
In college, we called this an adios, motherfucker.
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, yeah. That might have been a little.
But I don't know. If it's a margarita, it's different than that, then.
Yeah.
I will say really quick, the jump shot pass and then give and go, which he's done 2 or 3 times in the last couple of games. I know it's a silly, chaotic thing, but that's a real thing Porter can do and should do. I like the way he's playing.
Yeah. I'm going to try this real quick.
To Michael Porter.
Mike's.
It's a margarita.
It's a margarita for
I
sure.
love hearing your guys smacking your lips in my ears.
I feel like I'm in Mexico. Is what it feels. It feels like I'm on vacation right now.
Love Mexico.
Here's what I would
do. You really do love Mexico.
Here's what I would say. As good as Michael Porter has been defensively and all around, those are good things. Okay. I would still say that he is stock neutral at the moment because the shot really is so important because he's had so few of the games that we kind of expect, and he's had a lot of really good looks. But here's what I would say. I'm buying. I'm buying. Like, I buy the dip or buy the stagnation, whatever you want to call it. Buy it because I think this upcoming stretch is going to be incredible. So incredible, in fact, that the question for him, what is his stat line going to be in Murray's absence?
I've gone back and forth on this, and I think I'm at where I just don't think his stats are going to move that much.
16 points a game?
Well, maybe it'll go up a little bit, but I think it's just going to be around like what he averaged last year. Yeah, I think a lot of times we can talk ourselves into, Jamal Murray's out, like Michael Porter, number 2 option. He's going to be a bigger part of the offense. A lot of times with the Nuggets, they play such a selfless style, and they love to get everybody involved. And Nikola Jokic, that's what he sets out to do every game. A lot of times it just doesn't translate into him having these huge numbers
I agree.
If Jamal's going to be out.
I say that it's just going to bump by just a tad bit, so maybe he gets to like 8, 10, and 7.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's still around the same means that Michael Porter Jr. is still playing Nuggets offense. That means that he's not forcing too much. That means he's not trying to go and explore his game in different ways than what they've needed. And then once Jamal gets back, it's still the same type of offense.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to shoot himself out of, like a slump or anything. Like, I want him to be able to just still be part of the offense and finding himself in the rhythm.
Am I the Michael Porter guy of this podcast?
No, you're not.
No,
Hold
you're
on.
not.
I think I might be the more Michael Porter guy because do you remember?
Sure, Adam.
Do you remember? I'm just
Man, that blue margarita's hitting you already.
really
That
coming
Nuggets
out.
mark already making its mark.
Because here's the thing. Do you remember when Jamal Murray got hurt and went out, the big injury, and they went on a run? Michael Porter, all the way up into the last 2 games of that season where they kind of like were coasting and they weren't playing a lot of minutes. Before that, there was a 16-game stretch where he averaged 25 points a game to go along with 6.5 rebounds. He shot 49% from 3. Okay, he was running a little hot. Not bad. I honestly think – I don't think he's going to get there because I think it's going to be a process. I think if Murray's gone 15 games, the last 8 of them, he's at that number. And I think it all starts here with this break. You talk about a guy coming back from injury. I feel the same way about Christian Braun. You get a little bit of rest under you. It's like, okay, reset. There's a reset that's going on right now. And now he's up to snuff. I think he's probably going to be putting up 23, 24 regularly over the next couple games. And I think he's going to have a couple 30, 35-point games that drag that average up. So for me, I'm buying Michael Porter. I think he is about to have a really big moment. And as much as I agree with you guys about not changing the way the team plays, I think he scores those winning points without doing that.
Adam, there's one difference, though, between that year and the present day. The Nuggets were starting Facu Campasso and Austin Rivers in the backcourt on that team. He had to score the ball, or else this team wasn't getting 100 points.
I do think the shooting percentage is going to go up. I think he's getting closer, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he's seen himself hit some tougher shots. I expect that to trend back up. I actually really, really like the way he's playing.
I love the way he's playing.
I think, like 20, 10, and 3 in the Jamal, or 29 and 3, let's say 10 is a bit much. Somewhere in that range is like, I'd feel great about those numbers in Jamal's absence.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, stock up, stock down. Where are we going with AG?
All the Nuggets are good, so stock is up.
That's a good point.
Is it up though?
It's not down. I don't think it's down. I don't think it's like up as much as KCP and Michael Porter.
Okay.
If I had an even option, I might do that.
I mean, I went even on MPJ.
Okay. Well, I'll go even on Aaron Gordon. All right, I'll go even.
I think he's up right now because of the way that he's rebounding. Like, he's grabbing every single board that comes his way, and he's able to defend the bigger guys that he typically struggled with, last year and the year before that. So I just love to see him being able to find his own on offense. So it seems like he's, just getting what he wants.
Yeah.
But the rebounding is so up, and the defense is just there. And he also just seems way calmer. He's always been part of, the rotation, and just they play well when he's out there. But now he's just like in a Zen era, and I think that just helps everyone else around him. So there's no way it could be down.
Yeah, I first of all, I think he's eliminated the BS from his game. He gets 1 to 2 things per game where you're like, all right, you're allowed to do that, whatever. But I think for the most part, he's just cut those out. And the thing about AG is I think he's very malleable. He's very, if there's a lot of offense, he'll go and get you 12 boards and 3 assists. If there's not a lot of offense, it'll creep up towards 17 points. I just like his approaches game to game. So it's not that there's been any one game where you go, Aaron Gordon looked unbelievable. I just think he's figured out how to fill in the cracks between the other 4 guys. And I trust him not to make mistakes right now as much as I ever have. Excuse me.
I'm gonna go stock neutral on him because it would be weird to say stock down because I don't think that's the case. Although early on in the year he was not dunking. The last 3 or 4 games he's picked up a ton of dunks, so I do think that maybe he's back to maybe there was an easing into the season or what have you. My question for him here is actually one thing I want to say real quick. When you win a championship, you get everybody's attention a little bit more, and the team start to think, okay, what does this team do poorly? One thing they do poorly is Aaron Gordon shooting threes.
Yeah.
And I do think that we're seeing an uptick in teams saying, let's push the limits of this. Let's not guard him on the perimeter and see what happens and send extra bodies. And some teams, namely the Minnesota Timberwolves, have had a lot of success with that so far this year. And I expect that to continue. And I expect that Aaron Gordon is going to have to become, once again, more confident taking those shots and punishing teams. So that's something to look out for. My question with him was, do you think it's possible that he's actually the player that shines during this Murray absence? Not Porter, not anybody else?
Potentially. I was just thinking, we haven't had a game yet, I don't think, where it's like Aaron Gordon just punishing a smaller guy inside.
No, we did.
No, that game against the Bulls.
But that wasn't even the. What was the other game? Was it Oklahoma City? There was a game where he.
Really?
Yeah, maybe it was the Bulls.
It was
actually,
the
I
Bulls.
think he
He forced everything like that. They had to get him off him. They were like, okay,
It was
we're
like
just
first
gonna
quarter, game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it was like that.
I bet we see a couple more of those in this stretch.
I'm going to say no. But because I honestly think this starting lineup is good enough right now without Jamal that it's try your best to just do what we normally do. Now, that's not always going to happen, and Reggie's not always going to score 20. But I just don't know if this looks like AJ or MPJ playing hero ball. You know what I mean? I think these guys kind of just are good enough without Jamal to do what they want to do for the most part. So we'll see.
Let's go. Let's take a break. On the other side, Nikola Jokic, and then we're going to get to the bench. I like this stock report. It's a good little reset after phase one.
Phase one of your day can be with AG1. It's the way to start your day. Just 1 cup of AG1 in a glass of water.
Jesus.
Every single day. I would not recommend drinking AG1 through a straw.
That would be rough.
I would not recommend
Wouldn't be quite
that.
as refreshing as
But just 1
Nuggets
cup
margarita.
of it in a cup of water every single day. No matter what diet you're on, AG1 works with that. Gives you more energy in your daily life. Helps you out if you're having stomach problems. It replaces your multivitamin, probiotic, and more in just one simple drinkable habit.
Nadine Marcus has a Will Barton-esque shot selection in the chat.
Yeah, unbelievable.
She gets smart,
Also,
man.
watch your mouth.
What did I say?
Just Will Barton was a little more judicious.
Oh, sorry. We love you, Nadine. I'm
Yeah.
just teasing. I just was looking at the chat, and I'm like, is there one person in the chat?
If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, that rhymes. Then try AG1, get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/nuggets, drinkag1.com/nuggets.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and if you're a Nuggets fan, the beautiful game is back. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, there's an unbeatable offer right now. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You start the season with an instant dub. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code DNVR. New customers get $200 bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with DNVR. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Or text HOPE-NY 67369. 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Licensing partner, Golden Lake Charles. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
I'm placing a bet right now on DraftKings.
What are you betting on?
Dallas Mavs -1.
I've got a
Clippers?
Yeah.
Mavs Clippers? Dude, yeah. That's a good
Luka hates them.
I'm just
Yeah.
betting against the Clippers is what I'm doing.
yeah.
I've got a 6-legger
Can't
up right
wait
now.
for that game.
All right, guys. Nikola Jokic, the one true king. Stock up or stock down? And just to give you guys a sense, coming into the year, he was coming off the greatest playoff run in the history of mankind.
Did he pick up where he left off?
Stock up or down?
Everyone says he's better.
Stock is massively up. How could it not be, man?
Did you guys forget the game where you put the card
No,
up?
I just felt disrespected. We know that his stock is up.
Yeah, we don't even
We're
have
just
to
wasting energy trying to raise his hand. Like, the dude is #1 in the MVP voting. He's dominating every single game. They have been missing their second best player, and he went right back to okay, well, I'm just going to score every single time. I'm going to give my team an opportunity to win every single night out. I'm going to make Reggie Jackson a starting point guard, and he's going to look like one of the best point guards in the NBA right now. He just amplifies everything. He makes everyone around him better. He's getting better, and everybody has to respect it. Not just some people. Everybody has now changed their tune that they're just like, no, he's the best. I love all the stories that are coming out.
Yeah.
You guys ready for an all-time Zag? Neutral. I'm
You're
going neutral.
crazy.
And I've thought about going down.
I mean, I actually think it's fair.
I actually
What?
thought about going down.
He just played the perfect playoffs. Man.
You
Like,
guys.
He's already got a game where he shot under 50%. The turnovers,
Well, he
turnovers
did that
are
on the
up.
first night of the season last year. So
The turnovers are up. He hasn't. His free throw shooting hasn't been as clutch. First of all, I think he's the best player in the world, and the gap is widening. So let's not get carried away. But am I convinced that he's better than he was in the 16-4 playoff run? Absolutely not.
you're crazy. Nikola Jokic right now, has made the most baskets in the NBA.
Okay.
He is
That's kind of a stat.
first in rebounding.
Okay. Yeah.
He is third in assists.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
He's almost leading the NBA in every stat.
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
hold on.
second in points
29
behind, I think.
I think this is all of our games are semantics, and then we argue over it, even though we say the same thing. Voda's point is that he is not playing at the NBA Finals level, where he was so dialed in, right?
Like the best ever?
But if you do compare him to the last regular season we saw him, I do think you can make a case that he is playing better than the regular season. So this is semantics where you go. The one thing I'll say is I actually would say stock up, only because I do feel like Jokic came back with something more fire, more confidence, more anger, like these different things. And 29 points, guys. He's averaging 29 points a game right now. That number will probably come down, but that's a career high. Maybe.
Jamal is out.
But that is 5 points more per game than he was averaging last season.
And we thought he'd score less this season.
And by the way, it's coming at worse efficiency. Oh, hold on. Career best efficiency. Even despite the fact he's only shooting 33% from three, he's shooting 71% from twos. Like, the guy has mastered.
Is it 68 or is that
71% from twos he is
LOL.
shooting? Yeah, like, come on. He's shooting the same as the guy as, like, DeAndre Jordan's peak when all he did was dunk. That's what Jokic's doing with no dunks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually think stock is up. The anger part of it to me is I'm like, Jokic to me has more killer in him than ever
That part
before.
is true.
And to me, that's all that matters. Because we know Jokic's ceiling is whatever he wants it to be. And he wants it to be higher. I feel he wants it to be higher than ever before outside of the playoffs.
And that Pelicans game is the best game anyone's played in the NBA, full stop, all season long.
Yeah.
I'm going to let everyone in on a secret. I went third on the Jokic segment. I was trying to bump it,
My question for him, we got to go
have
quick. We
stand
got to
on
pick
it.
this up a lot, you guys. Is he going to keep taking threes? He's jacking threes this year.
I think he's just bored.
I think he was tired.
I think he's just a little bored.
This is his version of the left-handed
I think
Larry.
he's like, I need to practice on threes. I'm going to do it mid-game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
got to get my shots in.
Down 20, might as well take 7 straight threes, see what happens. Oh, we're back.
He's like, how many threes can I take? And then, like, I'll still have to find a way to win in the second half. It's like a little game to him, I think.
I think he's exploring his game. I think he's exploring what happens when he takes more
good
threes.
exploring, I think.
And it's mixed results so far, I would say, but it is good exploring. All right, let's get to Christian Braun. Stock up or stock down?
Stop down.
Oh, our first down of the night.
Yeah, I think down so far.
Even win down.
Yeah.
Vote, you went last for the Jokic segment. Go first for the Christian
Oh,
segment.
thank you. I think, well, first of all, there's the last couple games that we're thinking about right now. And there were a couple of games earlier in the season where stock would be neutral, if not up, because he did fit into the identity the same way. But there's an expectations thing where can Christian elevate his game? Will he explore his offense? Does he look like a better shooter or a guy who can break anyone down off the dribble? So far, the answer is no. But I also think right now his stock is down because he just played with that bench unit. And when they're doing what they want to do, he looks like the same guy as last year. But relative to expectations for improvement, I'm going to say down.
I think it's down because we still have yet to have the Christian Braun game. Everyone else has had their moment.
He
Julian
did have like a
Strawther.
13-7-7 game.
That's true.
Yeah, and that was a better game for him, but it wasn't the Christian Braun game. It was other people that outplayed him in that one. And it's all off of the expectation because if he was a rookie and he put up these type of things, I would be fine with it. But you just expected him to have a bit more. And also, he hasn't even really been the sixth man right now. Like, it's Reggie Jackson right now. So, like, he's the only one that has yet to have that performance. And I think that it's coming. It just hasn't happened yet.
Because we have to go fast, I'm just going to go to the question. Does he have more to his game offensively than he's shown, or should we not expect him to be making leaps there? Because this year, he's looked offensively very similar to last year.
I think he does have a little more, and I think it's been a slow start, partly because of the injury, and he didn't play all preseason. So he still looks like he's getting his legs under him a little bit. I have dialed back my expectations for like his individual offensive leap slightly, but I still think he's got more than he's shown.
Yeah. Let's go to Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson, stock up or down?
I'm neutral.
Stock up for me. Stock up for me.
Stock up. He's putting out a tweet. He's getting everybody involved.
That's a point guard.
I think Peyton Watson is neutral right now because he hasn't had that defensive like performance that I've expected. for him to-
Really?
All right. I just felt like he would be more impactful on that side of the ball where they're going to put him out there and he's just going to cause havoc the entire time that he's out there for someone. I do think that he has played up to expectations or as much to it, but not on the one thing. Like they said that he's this top-notch, crazy defender, and that's what he's going to make his mark in, and I just don't see that yet. But he has played better than what he's been playing. He's playing like a second-year player.
Win?
I love what I've seen from P-Watt. I didn't love his preseason, but it feels like there was a switch that flipped once it got to the regular season because he's been playing within himself. He's not trying to do too much. I don't think he's making a ton of mistakes out there. And then you look down at the stat sheet, and he's got 2 steals, 2 blocks in 15 minutes. So just from a production standpoint, I really like it, and I see the vision. You'd have to be blind not to.
I'm going to go next here. I'm going to go stock way up. I have loved what I've seen from Peyton Watson this year. And part of this is that I have been more dialed in on him than most guys because I didn't see it with him last year. So I don't like to be on the outside, when I'm hearing hype or this, it's like I want to see it for myself. So I've been locked into him. His defense to me, he still is a young player. I mean, he's pretty much a rookie. He still has mistakes. But the upside to me and the impact is huge. He has the second best defensive rating on the team right now. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think he's a major impact defensive player with all of the mistakes, and he's had some really big-time stretches of mistakes, so far. But to me, and my big question, and I'll throw it to you, Vote, what does the learning curve look like for him? To me, I think it looks really steep. I think that he is going to have a really interesting season, and that by the end of it, we're talking about him the way Calvin Booth talks about him.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I do think we talked about it in the roundtable this morning, but there's a cascading effect with not, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the identity thing and not having it, right? Like,
please don't do that.
Peyton's not a half-court hero.
No.
Neither of those guys, Christian or Peyton, are going
offensively
are going to are going to salvage a half-court operation that doesn't have a lot of juice. So like Peyton fit right in with the defend, rebound, and run like maniac thing. So the stock is up without a doubt. But I do wonder what this next month or the rest of the month looks like for him, because we did not feel his impact at all in that last game. Is that all his fault? No, but is that what life will be like for him without, Jamal possibly?
Your point about the offense is a good one, because to be fair, I wasn't even thinking about that, and I should have, because it is like you're judging the whole player. But I'm with you that his offensive game to me is going to be the one that's like a 3-year process, not like a this-year process. But his defense to me,
it's been awesome.
His defense to me is the one where I would not be surprised if at the end of the year he's a major defensive impact, where we're like thinking like, should he go in for so-and-so, in the clutch, because that's how big of an impact he makes. I think that part of his learning curve can be very steep, while the offensive part of his learning curve is probably a lot more flat and takes a little bit of time. Zeke, actually, last break, and then we're going to run through Zeke, Strawther, Collin, and Pickett. We have 4 more on the other side.
Gillespie talk. Can't wait.
Pickett, I just have a question for him. I don't even know if we can do a stock report, even though he is shooting 100% effective field goal percentage. We'll get to that.
So did DeAndre Jordan last year. Kind Love is excited to be an official partner at DNVR. It was one of the first dispensaries in Colorado, established in 2010. They are known for cultivating some of the highest quality cannabis in the state. Authentic genetics, patient grow techniques, one of the highest quality brands in Colorado. Fully integrated seed to sale. Breeding their own genetics, control grow process, and packaging farm to table, but for cannabis. Visit one of their stores in Cherry Creek next to PetSmart and Target off Alameda, or North Denver. Mention DNVR, get the DNVR exclusive discount, 25% off all Kind Love flower pre-rolls and their turbo joint line. You can also visit their website at kindlove.com. Use the code DNVR for online ordering and their full extensive menu.
Maybe you also like beer. Maybe that's your preferred form of recreating, unwinding. Either way, get into it with Breckenridge Brewery. We love our Breck beers at DNVR, like the Broncos Country, $6 at the DNVR bar right now. The Avalanche Amber Ale, 'tis the season, a Mile High City for the Denver Nuggets. Funkslinger, good company, hard seltzer. So many good things to try. Try them all at the DNVR bar. Check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. Jokic isn't shooting very well from 3. His free throw shoot percentage isn't great. He did have one of his worst games in the last 3 years. So I just don't know if it's that crazy, Win, to say that he is not necessarily better than he was when he was, maybe the best player ever a few months ago.
I think he's the best player ever right now, though, also. Both things can be true. All right, we're back. Zeke Nnaji, you guys. Zeke Nnaji. Stock up or stock down?
Oh, man, depends when we're doing this from.
2 ups and a down. Oh, no, that's down. 2 downs and an up. All right, defend it, Win.
Well, I'm confident in him being the backup center for all season. I'm confident in him at the 5 for the rest of the year.
I like that.
And
You weren't sure coming in?
I wasn't sure coming in. I like how he's defended. I like how hard he's playing. I think he gives the Nuggets what they need at backup 5. Has he been incredible? No. But I was pretty low on Zeke heading into the season. So maybe it's more about my personal stock being up on him.
I was low on him coming into the season, and I'm still low on him now. Like, I don't know what he's doing well. Like, he does not rebound as the backup center. I mean, he does bring energy. So, like, you really do need that for your just anybody in the second option. He doesn't really get attacked, but also he doesn't play a lot.
He has not been playing that much.
He
these
does
last
not
couple
play a
games.
lot, and that's for a guy that can play power forward or center. So, like, there's 2 options that he can play. The shot is down. The scoring is down. Nothing is up right now. So I really don't – it's not that I don't want him to be the backup option because I don't think that they have any other options. But I know if you put DeAndre Jordan out there, at least he's going to grab every single rebound.
Yeah, because he's just going to stat pad.
Yeah. All right. Vote. Split the difference.
I thought he looked pretty good to start the season. I just think it's of note that in the last 3 games, it's been like 8 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue that has a lot to do with them not doing the switching thing as much with Collin out there. And if you're not going to do that, like that's what Zeke does best. So maybe the rotation doesn't make as much sense with him in there. And maybe that's all there is to it. But just in terms of the last 3 games, he's not playing. So I'm just going to say stock down.
Here's the thing about Zeke. His value is switching. Last couple games, they haven't been able to do that. So now he's just a regular big guy.
Yeah,
and I think that's correlates.
Yeah, the positive. So there goes the one positive. The positive is he allows Denver's defensive identity and second unit's identity to be a switchable defender. He can guard every single position.
Yeah.
He can make it so you're not going to switch on to him and think that you're going to get an easy layup. So that's a huge positive, actually. The fact that he can make that second unit good. And that's really been the biggest surprise of Denver this year is the second unit. And he's a big reason for it. He's the anchor of that.
I feel like you're talking yourself into stock up.
Well, because here, I'll bring it back down. He's 1 of 4 from 3. I don't care about the 25%. 4 threes?
I know.
Is he not a three-point shooter anymore?
Well, he hasn't had that many opportunities.
Well, he's airballed 2 of them.
Dig it. That's also true. But here's the thing. You create opportunity. He's not even trying.
But some of it has to be how he's being coached, right? I mean, it seems
I
like
wonder.
there's a clear directive
Yes.
We
to
gotta
roll
ask him.
hard.
For
It seems
sure.
like there's a clear directive to roll hard.
For sure.
But is he a good roller?
I would say no.
So then
but
what are we doing? This is my thing with Zeke is I will trust
You
his
should go
defense.
Michael Malone stock down, though.
Well, maybe. I trust his defense. I like that he makes it a switchy lineup. But if he's not going to shoot threes, I don't know what he is on offense. He's just like a guy there to pass the ball and to try to get fouled on offensive rebounds.
Honestly, man, I think it's okay, though. I think it's okay if he's just a average role man. And then on defense, that's really where he makes his money.
I'll say this. I think it's okay for the first phase. It's probably okay for the second and third phase. But if this guy's a part of the team for the next 4 years, the way they gave him a contract to, and if he's a part in the playoffs,
He's not a part of the playoff rotation.
Okay, well, maybe he has to be. You say that, but maybe he has to be.
No, he doesn't.
They're going to need somebody to play front court minutes.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Aaron Gordon, the same guy who did it last
And
year.
so it's just Jokic, Gordon, and nobody else. There's
And
no bench. They
They
play
did
48
it
minutes.
last year.
No, they still had Jeff Green.
yeah, that is true.
Who is-
Okay.
so I'm saying, who is that this year? Like,
Justin Holiday, Peyton Watson.
So then the stock is down, buddy.
I'm
The
with that.
stock is
This
down,
is
man.
logically speaking. Then this means Denver is razor thin at front court players. And if you need somebody that goes out there and guards bigger bodied fours, you've got 2 guys. They both start and they can't play the entire game. So to me, that is the thing.
I don't agree with that.
All right, Julian Strawther.
I love how much disagreement we have today. This is good.
We got to
It
go
happens.
quick. I think we might only get 2 more in because Pickett hasn't played. We don't need to do it. Strawther.
I'll go stock up on Strawther.
Hang on a second.
Oh, my God. All right, go for it, Vote.
We just saw him struggle for the first time. And I personally think, by the way, I'm on the Strawther hype train, to be clear. I personally think a little too much was made of how good he looks outside of the shot. I think there's been a couple of games where his shot hasn't fallen, and I've been like, well, what is he doing? And he's a rookie. I think most of it is that he looks the part defensively, which we didn't expect. So that's pleasantly surprising and is important. I don't want to, but he hasn't been a rebounding guard since that one preseason game, the first one. And when the shot didn't fall, I don't think Malone was too high on like what he was providing. Now, my expectations for Strawther are low, and I think he's awesome, by the way. Yeah. I think he's awesome. I am just going to weigh the most recent game more heavily than I think Harrison is, and that's probably all there is to it.
Yeah. Malone was pissed at him last game. Like, he took him out after a minute.
I mean, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was not feeling
happened to Christian Brown in the playoffs last year.
For sure.
He's a rookie on the team that just won the championship that is popping at times. He's earned minutes early on, which a lot of guys don't with Michael Malone. He's going to have these times. And also, Michael Malone's still Michael Malone. He's still going to coach him up. He's still going to be kind of harsh on rookies. But also, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's going to work down the road. But Julian Strawther has shot the piss out of the ball.
He has.
And he has earned some minutes, and you take that as a rookie.
Yeah,
you're right.
My question for him is, can he stay confident through the ups and downs? Because I think part of why he has been up in my book, I think he's been like actually super up. But the reason is because he's making his shots, but he's also taking them like a madman because his confidence is through the roof. But we know that your confidence doesn't stay hot all year. In fact, he just played, to Vote's point, he just played terrible. Yeah. So what happens is confidence, when we see him on Sunday, is his confidence up? Is it rattled? That's the question. And what happens when Michael Malone inevitably benches him 2-3 games in a row for defensive mistakes that every rookie makes, but nonetheless you have to punish him? What happens to his shot at that point?
Right.
I think him getting benched last game could be great for him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this is the case. I just wonder. He had that breakout game. Maybe he's a little high on himself, and this can kind of bring him back down. It's like, oh yeah, I am a rookie.
Right.
I do have to absolutely lock in on defense if I'm going to play.
Right.
So.
Last one, Collin Gillespie, steady Gillespie, stock up or stock down?
I'll go neutral.
Me too. I'm going neutral too.
Going neutral.
I'm the Collin, like anti-Collin guy, and I would say up. What?
It's all the way up.
I mean, it's stock up. Is it? Go for it.
Hang on.
He's an undrafted a player on a two-way.
Yeah.
And he's in the rotation. He's actually playing.
Shit, that's a good argument.
And the numbers haven't been down. It's not horrible with them. They're still winning games. He's earned the coach's trust. And he's had his moments. He's ran that unit. Yeah, he's not great on defense because he has his liability. Like he's a defensive liability because of his size. But also, he has won them games. He's been a part of the winning team.
Yeah. So, hello. I've loved some aspects of Collin's game. I tweeted this out last game against the Warriors. He gets Joker the ball, man. Like, maybe outside of Jamal Murray, might be the best on the Nuggets roster at getting Joker the ball on time where he wants.
It's a great take.
Like, he can deliver him the ball on an entry pass, on the move. He's great at getting Joker the ball, and I just think that goes back to him being a pure point guard, good passer, understands the game. But I just think we wondered about his question marks defensively before the season, and I think exactly what we were wondering about him has kind of come up.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good defensively. He's been getting targeted.
Yeah, I'm going to say neutral because my expectations were pretty low. But then also, Dev, honestly, if we're doing Judge D-line, Dev just took me to court. I'm with, like, yeah, dude, you're right. It's that Collin's playing at all is, good for him, and we'll see if he can improve. I do think my thing with Collin is if he's going to play, he's got to be ready to take and make the three because it's going to make a lot of his minutes more worth it to me offensively. But it's just cool to see him out there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
He's outperformed my expectations, but he's been below my threshold of what I think. And it has nothing to do with him. Like I said, Collins, I hate being the guy that's like picking on somebody for something they can't control, but that's my take. He's been really good, though. And maybe this is if I'm trying to be charitable here, yes, he's small and slow, and that's why I just kind of discount him. But he hasn't been making mistakes. He has been getting the ball to the big fella, which is job number 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And maybe this is a foundation for him to build off of, so that in the coming games he is not taking and making more shots. He's doing more things on offense and those kinds of things. So that would be my hope. Guys,
What a show.
what a show.
That was great.
You know what I'm going to go do?
guys want to drink and play basketball?
I'm going to go drink and play basketball with the homies. We got all kinds of people here. They've been waving to me on the way in. Basketball Social House, I'm telling you, this place really is awesome, and they were so generous to reach out to us and say, hey, guys, come over here. We'll take care of you. We want you to bring your community down here and check out this cool thing. Here on this show, we celebrate basketball. We celebrate the Denver Nuggets. Basketball Social House is a company and a business built towards celebrating the game of basketball. These guys love basketball. They love putting on events and doing some things. And then you can come down there. If you're wondering what would I go there for, grab a friend or a group of friends, come here,
Jack White.
and you can rent courts, or you could just come here and hop on. They have like little Pop-A-Shot type games. They have all these different types of things here. Or you could just come here and have food, and they have all these TVs here. It's like a bar for NBA games. So right now I look across, I see Brooklyn, Boston. Your boys playing.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I bet on Boston.
I see a couple other NBA games going on.
Tons
Washington.
of TVs.
Tons of
This
TVs.
place is also way bigger than I thought. There's so many courts, full bar,
So I
kitchen.
give them my full endorsement here at Basketball
This place is
Social
awesome.
House. Guys, we're going to be back on Sunday as the Nuggets. Who do they have coming up? Rockets?
They are in Houston
The Rockets are on
against
fire.
the Rockets.
The
Yeah.
Rockets are scary, you guys. They're
Yeah.
they're
Stock up on the Rockets.
They are playing well.
they're playing really
They're
well. They're
playing
scary,
very
man.
well.
I'm just saying they're scary. All right, we'll see everybody Sunday. We're going to go shoot some hoops with the fellas. Hit that like button on the way out.
We all silly like the mayor.